And good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. And I'm still doing the What Does Fall Mean to Me? Thoughts from the Past from a bunch of people I found uh, in a notebook. Um, and today it's the smells of a campfire. And that's John. And he's the one that likes the smells of the campfire. Um, I found this journal, not really, uh, in a antique store in, I think it was Burton on the Water in England. And they were American, looked American. And I'm like, oh, it's all about fall. Let's get it. Not really. Um, but that's a story I'm telling myself. And how fun it is to make up stories about people um, that you found in an antique store at Burton on the Water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The person who made these made them all with a post-it grid design and put it behind or underneath or next to the people. And that's their thought process, kind of like a quote, but it's their favorite things about fall. And I like how they did that. This is when I realized the person that made this forgot to put the name on this one, and nor did I leave enough, nor did she leave enough room. Oh, it's Cindy. Okay, Cindy's the one that likes the sound of the Jolly Rancher paper crinkle thing, and I like that too. So Cindy and I must be a lot alike. However, John likes the campfire smells, and I think campfire smells mean something different to me. Growing up in California, we did have campfires, and I was a campfire girl, but there's too many fires now, and that smell just automatically thinks, oh gosh, is this a purposeful one? Even though a campfire is usually in a fire pit of some kind, it's just funny where your mind goes sometimes, and well, where mine goes. And I'm not a big fan of campfires. I don't like fire anyhow. I don't like putting my hand in a hot oven. I don't like. I tolerated most roasting marshmallows only because the end result was a s'more, and who doesn't want one of those? But I don't. I didn't like mine burnt. I didn't like to get that close to the fire. I always had the longest stick. Um, Now I did do okay. I did do a dance on top of a chimney type fire pit in a state park somewhere around Mount Tamalpais. I think is where we were in Campfire Girls, and I was singing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, as one does when you're with a bunch of girls and the campfire is going and you're making, I don't know what we were making, hot dogs, something, I don't know. And that song comes on the radio. Somebody had a radio. My mom was the leader, so she must have brought a radio. I can't imagine she would have done that. She was all about sticking true to nature or whatever. Um, but I was singing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, and I fell off the chimney because I am not athletic, nor am I a person with rhythm. And that is so not like me because I was so of the point of just don't pretend like I'm not here. I'll be here, but pretend like I'm not here. In every situation at that age, which was grammar school, I was a little bit braver till I got till about the fifth grade. Then it was like, please don't look at me, don't talk to me. The entire sixth grade, I wore a trench coat to school in California. Yeah. Um, my graduation from the sixth grade, I had to have this pink pantsuit, which my parents did get me, but I wore a trench coat over it. So what was the point? I don't know. You're kind of weird when you're going through puberty, I think. At least I was. But anyhow, yeah, I fell off the chimney, and I think I did hit my head, which could explain a lot. Maybe I shouldn't tell you these stories. I don't know. I'm just babbling here because I'm gluing paper to paper and doodling, and um, the only thing I haven't done is stamp. I might should stamp something. Sometimes I scribble. My husband has the air conditioner on full blast, and it's freezing in this house. It's raining. I'm filming this early Thursday morning because we might lose electricity, which I explained yesterday because of the stupid hurricane that's coming through, and possibly we will get rain, and you never know. So Um, I'm filming this a day ahead, just in case we have electrical issues. I don't want you to be depleted or denied any of my wonderful stories about falling off a fire pit when you're singing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. Anyhow, isn't it weird what sticks in your mind from 150 years ago? Um, I just, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a local campground because when we were Campfire Girls, we didn't go far. Um, Once under the Golden Gate Bridge, on the banks of the Golden Gate Bridge on the Marin County side, there is a state park, or there was a park, a place where you could get a code for the lock that was across the dirt driveway. And we did one time, and we went and stayed and camped there overnight in Campfire Girls. Then another time we went, I think it wasn't Samuel P. Taylor because that's outside of Novato. Maybe it was Samuel P. Taylor State Park, which is outside of Novato where I grew up. Still in Marin County, but close to Point Reyes. Anyhow, today I'm using washi tape. Uh-oh. My Fitbit's low on battery. I gotta charge it. All right. We're not walking, obviously, today, probably not tomorrow either. So maybe I'll vacuum. That gives me steps. Yuck. Who wants to do that? Not me. So I'm adding some washi tape. This is, I think, Dina Wakley or Diane Ravely, one of them's tape. And they're good for all kinds of things, especially when you need to add more color, more texture, more layers to a art journal that you found in an antique store at Burton on the Water. Even though those look like my hands. Oh, have you noticed the ring on my left hand is, or my right hand is gone? It was a pearl ring. I bought that thing in Las Vegas 15 plus years ago, and for a while my husband's conventions that he goes to once a year were every year in Las Vegas. I went a couple times. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of Vegas. He took his daughter one time. And we always did other things also. We went to the Grand Canyon by helicopter that time. And then I got out of the helicopter and fell. And my husband said, "Oh, my wife just fell in the Grand Canyon." He still uses that joke on me. See, we deserve each other. We're both stupid, corny people. anyhow, I bought that ring in Las Vegas at Caesars, I think. But it was titanium. And it had a little pearl sitting in a circular frame of titanium. And I loved that ring because it was different. I don't like things that look like everybody else's, especially jewelry. I'm a real jewelry snob, I think, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. But I will wear it to death. And I've never taken that ring off since the day I bought it. Coming home from the beach, when we came into the driveway, I was going through the back door. And it's one of those that the screen opens one side and the door opens another. And I'm not explaining that right, but one opens out on the right and the other one opens in on the left, or vice versa. Anyhow, I just hit my hand just right, snapped the titanium ring. Apparently I'm Wonder Woman. But the pearl fell out. Well, as I was unpacking my stuff, the whole ring fell apart. The circular frame that was on top, it broke apart too. And I'm like, oh man. And then I realized my finger was bleeding. So I must have pinched my finger / banged it just right on the door coming in. And I was like, oh man, I love that ring. Anyhow, it is sitting in pieces on my bedside table in a tray. And I can't fix it unless I were to take it to a jeweler. I really don't know if I want to do that. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I got out my mom's engagement ring, but my fingers are fatter than hers were. And that does not fit. And then I got out a ring that my uncle gave me when my aunt died, my dad's sister, and that might fit me. That's a purple amethyst, which I love purple amethyst anyhow. So, who knows? There's no ring. I have a tan line and an indentation line, the whole shebang. But I really did love that ring. And titanium. Yeah, titanium is supposed to be strong. But apparently you can't bang it just right on a glass front door when you've got a bunch of stuff in your hand and you hit it just right in the wrong direction. Anyhow, that was heartbreaking. Not to mention that it cut my finger and was bleeding because I think I just pinched it really bad and it cut it. Anyhow, the tales of woe in South Carolina as we're waiting for a hurricane to hit. some places I've seen where the hurricane's going to be up to a category 3 by the time it hits, but they keep threatening because of the rain and how much rain this huge body of water in the clouds is carrying. I haven't heard a whole lot about wind, but if category 3 is nothing to sneeze at, it's 3 out of 5. Although they do go up substantially from 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. But I think I've been through a category 5 2 or 3 times. I know Hurricane Hugo was a category 5. And then I think I went through one in Florida that was a category 5 in my practice marriage, which was on the panhandle of Florida, close to Pensacola. And yeah, I got in trouble because my husband at the time, his boss, or the leader of their group, whatever you call it in the military, I don't know. It was kind of a different atmosphere when you were in the medical section. And I think actually the bosses were doctors. And the head doctor in his group fussed at me because he remembered that I was from California. He goes, "You've been through earthquakes." He goes, "This is nothing." And he gave me a Valium and told me to go lay on an x-ray table and shut up. And I did. The only thing is that hurricane bounced back and forth. It hit the Pensacola area, then it bounced over to like Tampa, then it bounced back to Pensacola. So we got hit with it, rain, like a week later, 3 or 4 days later maybe. So yeah, that was crazy. And my wedding presents, I'm like, oh, my wedding presents are going to get destroyed. And that's when he gave me the Valium, because we had just got married. He gave me a Valium, told me to shut up and get on the x-ray table and go to sleep. Try sleeping on a cold x-ray table in the middle of a hurricane in a tiny, tiny medical building on an Air Force base. Yeah. When everybody else wanted to go outside and play basketball. I'm like, it's windy and palm trees are bending over everywhere. Anyhow, John likes the campfire smells. So that's good for John. I think I have 1 or 2 more of these to do, and then might talk about what's in my Halloween box as the day before October Daily starts. So we might do that. I don't know. I can't decide. If I'm in the mood to still make 1 more of these, I'll do it. But I put clear tape over that white, cloudy looking paper. It's part of a pen label from Muji in London. But so yeah, it's slick and it doesn't want to behave with glue. So I just put some Scotch tape over it. That's fine. It's just the wrapper that the pen came in. Actually, I like those pens from Muji. So anyhow, I got out some more washi tape, and I just was on the phone with my sister as I'm trying to edit this, and it is supposed to get up to a category 3. It's a category 1 now. The storm. And we are under tornado. The tornadoes are the ones that scare me. Jeez. I can't edit this without her calling me 20 times. Anyhow, yes, there are tornado warnings, and we'll probably have them until tomorrow night. But you got to take the good with the bad, and the bad with the good, and the weather with the weather. Anyhow. Oh no, now here comes the dog. Anyhow, I wouldn't be surprised if they do cancel some of the schools tomorrow, just because of tornado winds. They are more prudent than they used to be. We used to get stuck, go to school. We didn't have any weather issues, but anyhow. So I painted a little bit of paper with gold metallic paint, and I'm just adding that on there. There's a heart there too, but I tried to cover it all up. I don't want to play favorites with John compared to the other ones, but anyhow, just kidding. I'm just playing. Just layering and layering and layering. I did start purposely this time with bigger pieces and work down to smaller pieces, so that some little specks of the bigger pieces show up still. That's my advice as a lover of gluing paper to paper. Start with bigger pieces and work down to smaller pieces. But anyhow, I'm just doing some more doodles here that are already there, tracing over some, and creating new ones, but just having a grand old time. And I think I'm just going to let you go and watch the rest of it. Um, so yeah, this is going to be scheduled ahead of time. So as long as we have electricity, it should still go out on time. But if it doesn't go out on time, it's because we don't have electricity. But we shall see. Thanks for watching always, and I will see you all tomorrow, theoretically. Bye.